Hi guys. So today's video is going to be my November TBR. I'll be very honest in saying that I am doing NaNoWriMo in November, which stands for National Novel Writing Month. The goal of that is to write 50,000 words in that 1 month. So when I was trying to figure out what books to read, I was telling myself, hey, be realistic. You're not gonna have a lot of time, especially because on top of that, I start rehearsals for a performance that I have in December. So I was thinking, I don't have any time, don't pick anything long. And then what did I do? I grabbed like a butt ton of books. Getting into the books I want to read. First, I was telling my mom about this book called Blood Song by Anthony Bryan. And I was like, oh, like the main character is really likable. He's kind of like a man's man. He's awesome. He's a great character. And I was telling her, because she can't stand wimpy main characters, and I'm trying to figure out books that my mom might be interested in. So I was like, you'd probably like that one. The main character is like a total man. And then I was chatting with Daniel from Daniel Green, who if you guys are fantasy fans, you probably already know who he is. But I was chatting with him and I was telling him how Blood Song was what I thought Name of the Wind was gonna be. I really loved Blood Song, and so I was telling him about it. I was like, have you read it? And he's like, no, I haven't read it yet. I kept thinking about how great Blood Song is, and I'm like, what's wrong with me? I haven't picked up the sequels yet. So this sequel is called Tower Lord. The first book, for those of you that maybe are interested in knowing more than the fact that I was talking to Daniel Green about it and that the main character is manly, is about this guy when we first meet him. Similar to Name of the Wind, you are with him as he's getting ready to tell his life story, and then you go and hear his backstory. I don't find those kinds of premises that intriguing, but that book is fantastic. It's so well done. I was never bored. We're with him from the time that he's a child, and he goes to this school that is meant to make these young boys into the best of the best soldiers, and so we follow his journey as he's becoming one of the best of the best. Also, Blood Song can be quite dark at times, but despite that, there are some moments in that book that made me laugh out loud. I think that's pretty rare. That's rare for me, and the fact that it can be really dark and still have moments that are really hilarious. I don't find that in a lot of fantasy, and I really appreciated that about this. And then on top of it all, I absolutely love the main character. He's a good guy, he's hardworking, he just keeps his head down, he's humble, but he's skilled, and you just are kind of rooting for him the whole time. And sometimes he gets caught up in things that he does not want to go along with, but he doesn't really have a choice or a say, and it's a part of something bigger, and it's just a good book, so I'm excited for the sequel. Next up, I very much want to get to The Warded Man by Peter V. Brett. This is a story about this society where there are these demons that come out at night, and every single night they're getting stronger and stronger, and humans used to go out and fight these demons, and they used to have so much more power, but for some reason the fragile wards that are protecting them are weakening and the demons are getting stronger. So now 3 young individuals brave the impossible, and they're going to try to figure out the secrets of the past to make them more powerful and make sure that humanity has a chance at survival. And I've heard nothing but good things about this book. Everybody that mentions it tells me that they absolutely love it, they highly recommend it, they feel like it's underrated, and I want to finally get around to it. I also really want to pick up A Natural History of Dragons. I mentioned this book in a book haul recently. It's not very long and it sounds really fun, and you guys were telling me that it is definitely kind of a lighter adult fantasy, and it follows this woman who, in this world, dragons and mythical creatures did exist, and she kind of goes around and finds the fossils of them. What some people have said is that they expected the book to actually have more mythological creatures in it, and that's not really what it's about. But it still sounds really fun, and I don't know that I've seen too many reviews for it, or I've heard too many people speak in depth about it, so I kind of want to see what it's all about. Those are the adult fantasy books that I want to get around to. Now switching to the young adult fantasy books I want to get into. This month's buddy read is Skyward by Brandon Sanderson. If you guys are interested in participating in that buddy read, I will have the video for it linked down below. The premise for Skyward is that there is this world that is being attacked by aliens, and in order for humanity to try and keep themselves safe, they put a lot of weight on the shoulders of the pilots. And this one particular girl, our main character, she really wants to become a pilot. She has dreams of being this heroic person, but her dreams are definitely hindered by the fact that her father was a pilot and he betrayed his men. I'm a big Sanderson fan, but I've never read any of his young adult works, so I'm really excited about that, and I'm really excited to do it as a buddy read. So again, if you are interested in participating in that, all the details will be in the buddy reading video. Next, I am going to an author event with Marissa Meyer, who wrote the Lunar Chronicles, and she wrote Renegades, which I started Renegades a while ago and had every intention of reading it, but then stuff got in the way and I didn't finish it. So I would like to finish this book because the author signing that she is doing is kind of for the sequel of this one, so I'd like to have at least read the first one before going to an event for the next one. If you've not heard of Renegades, it's kind of like a new superhero story, and the superheroes that we think are the good guys may not quite be as good as people think, so I'm really excited to get more into that one. I would like to also get around to Winter. It's the only book I have left in the Lunar Chronicles, so if I have time, which I'm sure I won't, I will try to read both of those before the Marissa Meyer author event. And lastly, I recently did a book haul where I talked about this book, Shadow of the Fox by Julie Kagawa, and oh my gosh, does this book sound so amazing. It follows this girl who may or may not know the secrets to this scroll that 1,000 years ago somebody used the scroll to make a wish that put the world in darkness, and now 1,000 years later there is this individual from a samurai clan who wants to right the wrongs of the past and use this scroll for good. These two individuals team up, and the girl has powers that allow her to kind of cast illusions, and she's mischievous, and then like I said, the other characters from a samurai clan, there's a dragon, there's demons. It just sounds great. That's it though for my November TBR. I'm very positive that I'm not going to be able to get around to all of those, but I'll sure try. Let me know what you are all planning on reading for the month of November. Let me know if you've read any of these books and if you're planning on reading any of these books. But anyway, thanks so much for watching. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you later. Bye.